Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss a video from testbook.com.
Hello friends, welcome to Testbook.com. My name is Satyendra and I welcome you to Testbook.com, which is the finest way to achieve success in banking and SSC exams. Right, so today's session is going to be very important. We are discussing today the questions, previous year questions which were asked in the examinations on mixture and allegation. As you know that mixture and allegation chapter is very important because it gives you a trick which reduces the calculation, the extra length of calculation up to great extent. So I have included the questions which were asked in the previous year examination, and I hope that this session, these questions are going to entertain you a lot. So before we start, please hit like button and share this session to maximum of your friends. Okay, now let's begin with this session. So first of all, I would like to introduce with the brief introduction of mixture. So what is mixture actually? When two or more components are combined together to form something new, then that new thing is called mixture. Okay, so here you can see in the picture that we are fusing these two liquids, and we are infusing these two liquids to form this third liquid. Then this third liquid is a mixture. Okay, so in this session, the methods which we are going to use to tackle the problems related to mixture and allegations are: the first approach is allegation approach. So many of you students would be familiar with this approach, allegation approach, yes. And the another method will be the normal, percentage and ratio method, which we normally do, like equation forming and such things, etc, etc, right? So sometimes it have been instanced that these methods have also act as time savers. So in some questions, instead of using allegation approach, we use general, normal and ratio method. Okay, so these two approaches we are going to use. And allegation approach is what? You can see this in this picture, that this is your allegation approach. If you want me to explain it in detail, let me tell you that suppose I'm asking you a question, that suppose there are two varieties of rice. First variety is of worth rupees, say 60 rupees per kilogram. Second variety is of worth rupees 70 per kilogram. Now someone has asked you that in what ratio these two types of rice must be mixed. These two types of rice must be mixed in what ratio to get a mixture of worth rupees 68 rupees per kilogram, right? 68 rupees per kilogram. So here what we can do, since we can see here the question is forming a mixture here, right? And the questions which are on the basis of mixture, we can tackle such type of question with allegation approach. And what we do in allegation approach, we just subtract the components and mixture. So here we write components and here we write mixture. Okay, so 70 minus 68, we subtract the component mixture and write it diagonally. Okay, 70 minus 68 is 2 and 68 minus 60. So be careful while subtracting the values, because one value from component is always greater than mixture and other value is always lesser than mixture, because mixture always lies between the component values, right? So one component is going to be of higher value and other component is going to be of lower value than mixture value. So what we are doing, we are always subtracting from higher value to lower value. So 70 minus 68 is 2 and 68 minus 60 is 8. So the values, the after subtraction we are getting here are actually the ratios. So we can write here ratio is 1:4. So this is the this is the ratio. This is the ratio in which 1:4, in which these two components must be mixed to form a mixture of rupees 68. Okay, so 60 is having the ratio of 1 and 70 is having the ratio of 4. Okay, so these must be mixed in the ratio 1:4, right? And this type of question can also be solved by that our basic method. right? Our basic method, like suppose we have to find out the ratio, then we would have constructed an equation like suppose we don't know about the quantity of the 60 rupees variety rice, so we are letting that as x, so 60 into x, and the quantity in which the 70 rupees per kilogram rice were taken is 70 into y. This should be equals to 68 into x plus y. Now since we have to find out the ratio of x by y, ratio of x and y, what we will do, we will divide both LHS and RHS by y, after which what we are getting, we will just get this, right, x by y. Now after solving x by y, you will get the ratio in which these two components should be mixed. So here what I have explained you, I have explained you that the allegation approach is the shorter method to solve the such type of question in which the mixture is forming, right? We can use such type of basic method, equation method or percentage and ratio method to solve such type of questions, but what this allegation method does is it reduces the calculation up to great extent. So these are the methods which we are going to use in our questions. So here what I am doing, I am just giving you glance of these two approaches, right? I am not discussing them comprehensively. Okay, now so condition for using allegation method. Allegation method can be used in various chapters like your profit and loss, SICI, percentage, ratio. Then the question arises, how would you get know that when to use allegation method in any question? So the basic condition, the only condition which is required to use allegation method in any question is the question must be having mixture formation in that. Okay, if the question is having mixture formation, then that question can be easily tackled by allegation method, right? Hope you are getting my point. The only condition to use allegation method is the mixture formation should be there in the question. Okay, now there are various type of mixtures which you should know to know whether the mixture is forming in the question or not. First of all, you are aware about normal mixtures, right? If any question is in any question there is we are mixing milk and water. Suppose there is a question of profit and loss in which what we are doing, we are mixing milk with water to earn some extra profit percent. Okay, so that question of profit and loss can also be done by allegation method, because in that question what we are doing, we are forming a mixture. Okay, if any question is having formation of mixture, we can do that question with allegation approach. Allegation approach is what, which we discussed in the earlier slide. Okay, now normal mixture you are aware about, whenever there will be two alloys formation, or when gases would be mixing, and these normal mixtures, water and wine question, such type of questions are forming normal mixtures. So in those questions you can definitely use the allegation method, but there are some mixtures which are not directly percepted, right? So let me describe you that type of mixtures also. Some type of mixtures are of the kind like whenever some small groups, like say in a class there is a group of boys and group of girls. Now what these group is forming, this two groups are merging together to form a class. So whenever two small groups will be merging to form a bigger group, then that bigger group is also a kind of mixture. Okay, and in that type of mixture, in that type of question which will be dealing with boys, girls in class, you can do the question with allegation method. And take another example of same kind. Let us take you will go through the pre-examination, and what happens in pre-examination, you have some question of maths, you have some question on reasoning, and you have some question on English, and these three section constitutes the whole paper, that is of 100 questions and 100 marks. Now what we can say about this paper, that this paper is also a kind of mixture, because so many small groups are merging to form your pre-examination paper. So this is also an example of mixture, and since this is an example of mixture, the questions related to such type of questions, such type of mixtures can be easily done by allegation method. Now the third thing which you should know about the mixture, whenever in a question you see the condition like two values are being added, like suppose males plus females equals to population, right? So if you see in any question that two or more values are being added to form a new value, then the new value, this population, is also a kind of mixture, and the values which are being added are the kind of components. So this, in such type of question, mixture is forming, and we can deal such questions with allegation method, right? Let's take another example of this kind. Suppose there is a question of that in a rectangle, suppose there is a rectangle, length is increased by 10%, breadth is increased by 20%, and perimeter, due to which perimeter increases by 14%. So when we are increasing the length of rectangle, when we are increasing the breadth of rectangle, there is certain change in perimeter, that is 14% increment. Now you can see here that the perimeter of rectangle formula is twice of length plus twice of breadth. So here what we can see is that these two things are being added to form perimeter, and whenever there is addition of some values to form another value, then these values are like components and this value is like mixture. So here we can also say that there is mixture formation in such type of question, and we can deal with such type of questions with the help of allegation method. Yes, you can apply allegation method in this mensuration question also. So mixture and allegation method can be applied anywhere, wherever the mixture is forming. Fourth condition, the last condition you should be aware about is that whenever the question is talking about overall or total, right? Total. Suppose the question is saying that a man purchased 2 articles or 3 articles. On first article he earned this, on second article he earned loss, and third article he earned again profit of this percent. Now the overall profit is this. So how we get overall profit or overall loss? So we get overall profit or overall loss after adding the profit and loss on each item, right? So we are getting overall profit or overall anything comes out by adding something, and whenever there is addition of something, there is a formation of mixture, right? So in the questions which are tackling with overall profit, overall interest, we can apply allegation method in that type of questions also, because there is also a formation of mixture. I hope that you are now clearly understood with this concept, that how we get to know that whether to use allegation method or not. If yes, write down in the comment section. I want to know that whether you are clear with this whole concept or not. Okay, write down in the comment section before we proceed further. Okay, I want to know your views, that whether you got through this point or not, that how we get to know that whether we can use allegation method in any question or not. These are the types of mixture which I have discussed. Okay, whenever there is a type of mixture formation, you can use in that question allegation approach. Okay, so I want to know, please write down in the comment section. Mukesh Kumar, good afternoon sir. Ruby Yadav, good afternoon. So I want to know your answer, whether you are clear with the concept or not, when to use allegation method or not. Clear, sir. Very good. Yashwini. Okay, very good. So you are clear with the concept. One thing I want to add here is that before we proceed to questions is that the test book is offering 1 day free trial pass for all students, right? So this is the pass which Facebook test book is offering, in which in this pass you will get access to 100 plus courses, 5500 plus test series, and you will also have access to some video lectures and PDF contents and other relevant materials which are required to preparation for your exam. Okay, so what you have to do for this pass, you have to go to testbook.com, and while purchasing 1 day pass you have to use coupon code, that is 1 day pass, and after which you will have access to all content. And if you like the content, you can enroll yourself with the testbook.com. ओके,
1 पास फॉर 100 प्लस गवर्नमेंट एग्जाम्स, जिसमें आपको मिलेंगे 100 से भी ज़्यादा कोर्सेज, 3500 प्लस मॉक टेस्ट, 500 से भी ज़्यादा PDF स्टडी नोट्स आपको मिलेगा सिर्फ 149 रुपीज़ में.
launch of batch, that is SBI PO 3, and this batch is gonna be totally in English language. Those students who have English language barrier, they feel difficulty in understanding Hindi concepts, then they can enroll yourself in this course. For these are the faculties who are going to teach you, and I will be your maths faculty in that. And surely we are going to discuss the mathematics. So there was some problem, there was a power cut, that's why the link breaked. Okay, now we are get back. So now this was the last thing which we did. These were the concepts where we are going to use allegation method approach. Okay, now let's begin with the questions now. So before doing any type of question which I have included in this session, first you should have to check that whether we can use the allegation method or not, right? And to check, you should see that whether mixture is forming or not in this question. Okay, so population of village was 5000. Okay, it was population. 10% males, 15% males increases by next year. Okay, they got increases by some percentage, and it becomes 5600. Obviously they will the population will also increase. Find the number of females in the village. Now you have to find the number of females in the village. Now you can see in this question what we can see here, that male plus females is equals to population, right? So male plus female equals to population, and population is a kind of mixture, and whenever there is a mixture formation, you can use mixture and allegation blindly. Okay, I am using the allegation method here. Males and females will be your components here, and population is going to be your mixture here. So in place of components I have put the value, I have put male and female, and in place of mixture I have put the population, and here we will get the ratios. Okay, now in place of male, what we have the value of male, that there is 10% increment in the population of males. So whenever there is 10% increment, I will write it as plus 10%. If it would have been 10% decrement, then I would have written here is minus 10. Okay, now female are increasing or decreasing? Increasing. By how much percent? 15%. So I'm writing here also, that is 15%. Now we should have to write about the population also, that by how much percent the population is increasing. And let us check, is there any percentage given about the population? No, there is no percentage given about the population. Then what you have to do? You have to find out percentage change in population, because in components what you have done, you have put the values of males and females on increment or decrement percentage, right? So you have to put the population value on the same basis, that is increment or decrement percentage, because always remember that whenever you are using the allegation approach, all the components and mixture should be in the same sense, right? Change in population, right? So percentage change in population is 600 upon 5000 into 100, that is 12%. Okay, so after 12% we have put here, we will get the ratio 15 minus 12 diagonally, that is 3, and 12 minus 10, 12 minus 10, that is 2. So this is the ratio of male and female. So what we got here, the ratio of male and female. The one point, the main important point which I want to tell you here is that this is the ratio of male and female. But what male and female? Whether it is earlier male and female or the present male and female. So the concept I want to tell you here is, always remember, whenever you are putting the percentage values in components and mixture, then the ratio here you get is the percentage base ratio. Always remember this point. So whenever you are writing the percentages in this component and mixtures, right, then the ratio which you retrieve here are of percentage base. So please let me know that this 10% was on what base? We increased 10% men. 10% men means the earlier men. So this 3 is indicating to earlier men, and this 2 is also indicating to earlier females, right? So male plus females equals to total 5, and this total 5 was 5000. We have put this 5 equals to 5000 because these two ratios are of earlier males and earlier females. Again, I am repeating this, that these are the ratios which we get in after applying allegation method. When we are putting here percentage values, these ratios are of the percentage basis. Okay, so 10%, the 10% base was earlier males, 15% base was earlier females. So these are the ratios of earlier male and earlier females. Okay, so 5 equals to 5000 and 3 equals to 3000 and 2 equals to 2000. Now you have to find the females in the village now currently. Okay, so these females increased by 15%. So what you will do, you will increase these females by 15%. Okay, 15% of 2000 is 300. So the total females now in the village will be 2300. Okay, so this was all about this question, and we applied here mixture and allegation because there was formation of mixture. Now let's move to next question. Okay, and this question is, a man purchased 2 articles for rupees 480. Okay, a man purchased 2 articles for rupees 480. Suppose the first article and second article, and both after their sum of their SCP is 480. Okay, now first article is sold for rupees 16% profit and second is sold at a loss of 9%. Okay, if the overall gain is this, now here what is question talking about? The overall. And what is overall? Overall profit or loss comes after the addition or subtraction of profit and loss on each item, right? And whenever there is addition to form something or to form overall, then this type of questions forms mixture, and where there is a formation of mixture, we can apply our allegation method. So here in this question we can also apply allegation method instead of using by common approach of profit and loss. Okay, by forming equation we can use here the allegation approach. Okay, now so let's start. The first item, second item are acting as a component, and overall profit is a mixture because it has come after the addition of profit and loss on each item, and profit and loss on each first and second item are acting as components because they are being added. Okay, now first in place of first item, what we can put here? 16% profit, and what we can put here, 9% profit. And remember this question has been asked in bank exam, and the difficulty faced by students in this question was that the calculation was not comfortable. Okay, so here I'm telling you how to tackle with such type of calculation. Okay, so be careful here. So 16%, 9% I have put, and the overall profit percent, since we do not know overall profit or loss in percentage, so we have to calculate it because we have put here the percentages, so we have to put here also percentage. Okay, now what we will do, we will calculate it like what was the total profit, that was 6.8 on rupees 480 into 100, and after that if we will remove this we will get 10 all here, and what we will get here, 17 by 12%. Don't divide it to get decimals, let it be in this form, in the form of fraction. Okay, 17 by 12. Okay, now I am putting here 17 by 12%. now to and this, since there here was loss, I must write here -9 because there was loss on second item. So first item was 16% profit, second item was 9% loss, and overall is 17 by 12% profit. So what you have to do, you have to subtract these, and since it is not be comfortable, it will not be comfortable to subtract you like this. So what you should do here, make the denominators of all values same. So if you are putting 12 in denominator, you have to multiply it also in the numerator. Okay, now what is this value is total in 16 12s are 160 plus 32. So here what we getting, 192 by 12, and here what we will get, -108, and this is what, 17. Now we, since the denominators are same in each case, now we can easily subtract. So 192 minus 17 is 175. 17 minus 108, so minus and minus will get plus. Okay, so 17 plus 108 is 125. Now the simplified ratio will be 5:7. So 5:7 is the ratio in which we have to distribute the CP, because we are writing here profit and loss percent, and as I have told you, whenever there will be percentage in the components and mixture, the ratio we will get of cost price. Okay, so here what we have get the ratio of 5:7. These are the ratio of first article and second article cost price, and as you know, the total CP was 480, and in ratio total CP is 12, so 1 equals to 40. This will be your 200 and this will be your 280, and if you have to find out the selling price, then this is your CP, and these are your 16% profit and 9% loss. After applying, you will get the SP of each item also. So this was all about this question. Here what we try to discuss is what to follow, what to use, what to follow when we are having fraction values in components and mixture. Okay, what we have to do here then, we have to make all the denominators same to make calculation easier. Okay, now let's move to next question. So this is your question. This is third question on mixture and alligation. This question was also asked in previous year examination, and try to do it by yourself. I am giving you 30 seconds and try to do it by yourself, and then we will I will do it for you. And if you are having any problem in this session regarding if any suggestion you want to give, right, this comment section is is open for you all. Don't hesitate. If you have any relevant suggestion, right, from me, from our channel, then you can write down in the comment section. We will obviously follow your suggestion if it is relevant. Okay, and try to do this question. देशरथ राठिया सर हिंदी में बोलो सर जी. Actually students, in my last sessions also so many students have asked for Hindi language. Let me tell you them that this session is going to be entirely in English language, right? And this session is like an promo for our batch SBI PO 3. Okay, so in that batch we all faculties will teach you in only English language, because some students from you can say South India are having poor understanding of Hindi language. So that's why we have brought this batch for you, for those guys who have though they are comfortable in English language. Okay, so this session is going to be entirely in English. So if you are uncomfortable in that English, so you can switch to our next video lectures, which will going to happen after 2 p.m. Okay, okay, write down your answer. Have you got the answer of this? These are the questions which we can do in seconds, like 15 to 20 seconds, but some students fail because of lack of complete concept. Okay, that's why I'm here and I have included these questions. Okay, so anyone here to give the answer? If you are unable to solve this question, then write down no in the comment section, so that I can know that students are facing difficulty in this question. Okay, 8:3. Arbaz Noor, 8:3. No, it is not the right answer. 8:3. Okay, now let me explain you. Okay, so what we are getting here, we are forming here mixture after mixing milk and water. After mixing milk and water, we are forming a mixture here, and right. So milk and water is going to be your components, milk and water, and mixture is going to be your mixture. Okay, so what you have what values you have, what properties you have of these components and mixture. So we have CP of milk, that is rupees 6.4 per liter, right? We have CP of water, because we know water is of zero cost, so this is 0 per liter. And we have SP of mixture, that is equals to rupees 8. Now the problem here is we have components value as in CP and mixture value in SP. So I have told you that everything you are putting here in this allegation method, everything components and mixture should be in the same sense, right? But they are in the different sense. So what you have to do, you have to make their sense same. Okay, so let us do what, make these values CP as SP. Okay, since this SP of mixture was after 37. This is the SP of mixture after 37.5% profit, which is equals to 3/8. Okay, so what we will do, we will make these values of components in SP also. So after applying profit percent on water, we will get the same value as 0 again, and after applying this value 6.4 on 3/8, so what we will get 3/8. If we will multiply this will 3/8, we will get 2.4 profit. Okay, after 2.4 profit, the value will become 8.8. So the SP after 37.5% profit of this milk will be 8.8. Now what I have done, I have converted all the components and mixture in the same sense, that is SP after 37.5%. and this is the main thing which you should be considering, right? That every time you are putting the values of components and mixture, they should be in same sense. Now I am putting the values 8.8, this is 0 and this is 8, and after that what we are getting, this is 0.8 and this is 8. Now the ratio will be 10:1. So the ratio of milk and water will be 10:1 in the mixture. I hope this is clear to you all. Okay, now let's move to next question. Okay, so this is your next question on mixture and alligation. Please try to solve this. What this question is saying, in a class boys and girls are in the ratio 7:5. Okay, this is talking about that boys and girls are in the class, and we can say here boys group, girls group, and when we merge this group, it form a class, and the same is forming in the question. So we can say this question can be solved by alligation method. So now what we will do, we will put boys and girls as component and class as a mixture. So what we are having about boys and girls, we are having their ratio, that they are 7:5. Okay, the ratio is 7:5, and boys are 72% of boys are passing in examination, and if we talk about girls, 96% of girls are passing in examination. So how much percent of total students pass in examination? Now in this question, this is something different, right? The questions we have done yet, right, were having all these three values, components and mixture, right? What we have to do, that we were doing just subtracting and getting the ratio, right? Getting the ratio of the components. Now this question is little bit different. In this question, all the values are given, and the value which is missing is of the mixture value, right? So now to find this value, if we use alligation method, it can be little lengthy. For example, suppose I put this value as x. Okay, if I put this value as x, then we know that this 7 is actually the difference between 96 minus x. So what we will do, we will try to form an equation, 96 minus x upon x minus 72. Because since I have told you that there are two components, if there are two components, then one component is always greater than mixture and other component is always smaller. So we always subtract from greater to smaller, right? So what we are doing, x minus 72. X minus 72 should be in the ratio, since this subtraction was in the ratio is 7 and this subtraction was in the ratio in 5. Now what we are observing here, the alligation method is going little lengthy here. Okay, so whenever the how to analyze whether the alligation method is going to be lengthy or not. So what is going to so whenever you observe that the value of mixture is missing and you are provided with the values of components and their ratio, and you have to find out the value of mixture, right? At that time, at that moment, in that question, the alligation method become lengthy, because you are seeing here the x is coming here and the equation is forming, and to to get rid of this x and basic equation, we used what? Alligation method. We approached to alligation method. Now what we are facing in alligation method? These equations formation, which we have to avoid. Okay, now what we will do here now, we will try to use a concept which is of the same alligation but with different name, that is minimum value break. So this is a very good concept which you can use in such type of question where you can see the value of mixture is missing, right? And alligation method is becoming lengthy, right? Again I am repeating this. Whenever you see in question that mixture value is missing right? And you have to find out the mixture value and components value and component ratio is given. Then in such type of question, never use allegation method, is going to be lengthy. Use this method which I am going to tell you, that is minimum value break. So what is special in minimum value break and how to do question with minimum value break concept? Okay, so here I have written since boys were, so boys were 72%, girls were passing 96%, means 96% of girls were passing, and the ratio in which boys and girls were, that was 7:5. Now you have to find out that how much percent of class is passing, right? So what you can see here, that girls are 96, so the minimum value out of these two is 72%. so what we can do here, the 96% we will break into 72 and 24%. so what we can say here, in a class there are two sections, boys and girls. From every section you can conclude that 72% of every section is clearing exam, 72% of every component is clearing exam. That's why we are pretty sure that 72% class is going to clear the exam, because you can see here that boys are 72% clearing the exam, girls are also 72% clearing the exam, and there are only two components of class, that is boys and girls, and out of every component 72% of students are passing the exam. So what we can conclude from this data, only this data, 72% boys and 72% girls are clearing the exam, we can say that class 72% class is definitely going to clear the exam. Now this 24% of girls will also impact the percentage of class, right? Since there are some more students who are clearing the exams, there are some more girls who are clearing the exam. That's why the total clearing percentage in class is also going to increase. Now by what percent? This 24%? No, this 24% will come impact class as 24 into according to strength. So what is the strength of girl? 5/12, and 5/12 is the strength of girl. So this 24% is going to impact class by its strength. So 24 into 5/12 is obviously 10%. So 72% was class was passing because of 72% boys and 72% girls. Now this 24% will impact class according to its strength. Now the strength of girls is 5/12 and strength of boys is 7/12. Okay, so this 24% according to strength, its strength will impact to total class, that is 10%. Now 72% plus 10% will going to 82%. So here we can say that 82% class is going to clear the exam. I hope you are clear with this concept of minimum value break, and this we will apply whenever there will be the missing value of mixture and we are provided with the value of components and their ratio. I hope this is very clear to you now, and if you have any doubt in minimum value break, write down just in your comment section to let me know. Very good, 82% students are correct, right? 82%, very good. So any student is having doubt in this? So this is very fast approach, right? 72%, 72%. We what we do, we choose the minimum value. Out of boys and girls, the minimum value was 72%. We broke this greater value in also minimum value plus extra something. So 72% of this, 72% of this will give 72% class passing percentage, and this 24% will impact total class according to its strength. So 24 into 5/12, the strength is 10. So 72 plus 10 is 82%. This is very fast approach. Okay. Now this question, now I have included such type of questions in this session which have three components also. So this question is also is having three components, right? So just go through this question. In a college seats for maths, physics and biology, in a college seats for maths, physics and biology, were in the ratio 5:7:8. Okay, there was a college in which we were having math seats, physics seats and biology seats, and the seats were in the ratio 5:7:8. Okay, if these seats are increased by 40%, 50% and 75%, next year these seats got increased by 40%, 50% and 75%. Find by how much percent total seats are increased. Now you have to tell that how much total percent seats are increased. Now you can see here that total, the question is asking about total, and when there was total and overall, the mixture comes into role, right? And here we can also use the mixture and allegation method, right? So what are the components in this question now? Math seats, physics seats and biology seats are the components, right? Where the values 40%, sorry, these are the increments. Maths were increased by 40% and physics 50%, biology 75%, and we are provided with the ratio, the count of the seats, that is 5:7:8. Now we have to tell about the mixture. Mixture is what? Total seats. Now you can see here they are talking about the total seats, which is the mixture, right? And you can see here also in this 3 component question we are missing with the value of mixture, and whenever there is a missing value of mixture, don't go through the allegation approach. Try to follow minimum value break, which can give you answer in seconds. So again we are going to apply minimum value break, so be careful, listen carefully. Okay, so 40%, 50%, 75%, what is the minimum value out of these 3? That is 40%. So you can say in total, college 40% seats are going to increase, because maths are 40% increasing, physics are 40 plus 10, okay, and biology is 40% plus 35. So here you can say that in every section minimum 40% is going to increase, right? So if every component will increase by 40%, then mixture will also increase by 40%. So here we can say the total seats will definitely increase by 40%. Then after that, this 10% extra and this 35% extra are also going to impact this, and according to their strength. Okay, so this 10% according to its strength, the strength of this physics seats is 7/20. Okay, 10 into 7/20, and this 35% is also going to impact total seats according to its strength, so 35 into 8/20. So what we get here, this is 3.5 and this is 7, this is 4, this is 2, here we get is 14%. So 40 plus 14 is 54, the answer will be 57.5%. So this is the shortest method to tackle such type of questions. Okay, I hope this is also clear to you. If not, write down in the comment section so that I can explain it to you again. So 57.5 is your answer. 57.5, not 52.5. Arbaz Noor. So am I right? Is this concept is clear to everyone? Okay, again I am repeating this. So 40 out of these 3 values, what we were having the minimum value, that was 40%. Okay, 40%, 40%, 40%, out of these 3 we can take common, due to which the total seats will increase definitely by 40%. Now after taking common 40%, what was remaining? 10% was remaining. So 10% will also impact this total value, but not directly 10%, according to its strength. So strength of physics was 7/20, 7 out of total. So 7 by total is 20, 7 by 20, and the strength of biology is 8/20. Okay, so these things are going to also impact total seats according to their strength. Okay, so what we did then after that, since all these values are positive, we added these values, which resulted in 57.5%. Okay, now let's move to next question. So again, this is a very good question for you all. Try to solve this. So try to solve this question. So here in this question is what? A man purchased 3 chairs for rupees 2000 rupees. Okay, a man purchased what? 3 chairs for rupees 2000. Okay, so we can say the total cost price of all the 3 chairs is 2000. CP of first chair is 25% of third chair. Okay, it is telling about the cost price of first chair and third chair, that 25%. If the cost of third chair is 100, then cost of first chair is 25, or you can say the ratio 4:1 or 1:4. And the respective profit percent on each chair is 10%, 12% and 20%. These are the respective profit percent which were earned by the man after selling these chairs, and the total cost price was 2000. Okay, so find the CP of the second chair if the total profit is 300. Again, the components values are given in percentage, and main value is given in. Okay, so now what we will do, there are 3 component question. So first chair, second chair and third chair. Okay, this value is 10% profit. This was sold at 10% profit. This was sold at 12% profit, and this was sold at that is 20% profit. Okay, now the ratio we know about first and third is 1:4, and we don't know about the ratio of, let it at x. Okay, and the total percentage earned by the man is is given in value. So we have to find the profit percent. So 300 on this 2000 is going to give you 15%. You can calculate it manually, and if you are good enough in percentage and ratio and calculation, then you can calculate it orally, that this 300 is 15% of 2000. Okay, so we have put here that is 15%. Now what we can use, we cannot use allegation method directly here. By what approach we can do this question, that is minimum value break. Okay, first approach. Second approach, you can do this question directly, that you can assume that this is 100 rupees or what. Suppose this is of 1, take it as 1. Okay, so this 1 into 10 plus x into 12. This is the weighted average approach. Weighted average, we are trying to find the average profit percent, which is 15%. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are multiplying this with ratio 10 into 1, 12 into x and 20 into 4 plus 20 into 4 divided by 5 plus x should be equals to 5 plus x, because 4 and 1 will give you 5, and plus x, the total quantity or total CP. Okay, 5 plus x will give you 15%. Okay, remove this percent because we haven't used percent sign here. So this from this equation you can also calculate the value of x. Now this is comfortable. Okay, this is good, but we will try to use minimum value break here also. Okay, so let's try to do this. Okay, I'm shifting this to next sheet, and we'll write here, that is first chair was giving 10% profit, second chair was giving 12% profit, third was giving 20% profit, right? And so this was 1:, x is to, that is 4. Okay, total profit which we are having, that was 15%. Okay, now we will try to apply minimum value break here also. We generally use minimum value break when the value of mixture is missing. Now we will try to use this method in such type of cases also. Okay, we will use minimum value break. Okay, so what is the minimum value out of these three? That is 10%, Surely. Okay. So the 10% total profit is going to be earned by the man definitely. We are sure about this. Okay. Now what will happen after that? You are having some values extra, that is 2% here extra and 10% here extra. So these extra values will impact the total percentage and will bring it to 15% because the minimum value is 10% and we have to make it 15%. Then who are responsible for extra 5%? These values are responsible for extra 5%, and how this 2% will act as according to its strength, that is x by 5 plus x, and this 10% is having the strength of 4 by 5 plus x. So we can say that's 2 into x by 5 plus x plus 10 into 4 by 5 plus x are responsible for extra 5% because from out of these common 10% we were having 10% profit definitely for definite. Okay, now extra 5% we are getting from these two parts according to their strength. So 2 into x upon 5 plus x plus 10 into 4 upon 5 plus x will give you 5. Okay, now 5 plus x is common in both. 2x plus 40 equals to 25 plus 5x and 3x equals to 15. So x is going to be going to be 5. So we have got here the ratio of second chair. Now what we will do, we have got the complete ratio 1:5:4, which is equals to 10, and the total cost price was 2000. Now we will distribute 2000 in this ratio and we will get the price of second chair. So that was all about today's session. I hope this is very clear to you. There are some questions which are left because of less time which were included in this session. So you please note down this question so that you can try these questions by yourself. Okay, and we are going to end this session. So this is the question, you can note by yourself so that you can do it after the session. Second question is this. So in today's session what we discussed is, in today's session we discussed about mixture and allegation. Okay, in mixture allegation how we can do questions, right? How different situations came, with what values are missing, and we try to solve with different approaches and concept. We try to learn concept behind the allegation, that when we get to know that this question can be done by allegation method or not. So this was all about this session. I would like to catch you tomorrow at the same time in the session of DI on mixture and allegation. So till then, have a good day. Goodbye.